When I was younger, I always wanted to play the exact same gear as my favorite drummers. But the issue was that as my favorite drummers would change, so would my opinion on what companies had the best gear. As I got older, I started to develop my own opinions on who made the best gear. But one thing I could never quite figure out was, what company do I think makes the best drums? This question started to become very prominent as I started turning other drum companies down for endorsements. And as more offers came in, the question kept coming up, who do I think makes the best drums? I could never figure that out until I did.
So I signed with a drum company and I got a brand new, incredible drum set that is right behind me right now. And while a lot of you guys had guesses on what the new drum set could be, only one of you got it right. That's right, say hello to my 8-inch stainless steel firecracker snare drum. It's so sick. This is not a funny joke. All right, I'm just kidding. A lot of you did point it out, and it's actually made, wait, no, it's not that one. Sorry, that was the wrong brand. A lot of you guys pointed this one out, and you are correct. It is what? It's not that one either. The real drum company that I signed with is... Well, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you to my brand new Pearl Reference Pure 6-piece drum set. It does not currently have a name, so give me your best name suggestions in the comment section below. So in all seriousness, you guys are very astute. From the last video, a lot of you guys picked up that this was a Pearl drum kit, and a lot of you caught the Easter eggs as well. So good job there. So now let's go over the specs of what this actual drum set is. So right here, what we have is a 22 by 18 inch bass drum. On top, we've got a 10 by 8 rack tom, then a 12 by 9 rack tom, and then a 16 by 16 floor tom, and an 18 by 16 beast of a floor tom. For my snare drum, I am using a 14 by 6.5 Pearl, what is it? Premium Sensitone brass snare drum, which sounds absolutely beautiful. And on the feet, I am using the Pearl Redline Eliminator double bass pedals as well as hi-hats. So I designed this kit through their Music City custom program, where you can pick from like over 30 finishes, and you get to pick any custom sized drums that you want. So the finish I went with here was their pewter abalone finish, and I think it looks really awesome. Now, the reason that I went with the Reference Pure drum set is because I am absolutely blown away by the shell composition, how they blend woods depending on the size. So it's a blend of birch, maple, and mahogany, depending on what sizes your drums are. So my smaller drums are a blend of maple and birch. Then the medium ones, I think, are all maple. And then as they get bigger, it adds a more mahogany to bring out the low end. On top of that, with the Reference Pure, the plies and the bearing edge also change with the sizes of the drums. I think this is just an incredibly intuitive way to make a drum set, and I have been very impressed by how those changes have made a difference in the quality and the sound of this drum set. So I'm sure the question comes up, Gabe, why did you get an endorsement in the first place? After all, in the past, you have said things like this. So if I have something that I really love, why spend money to not play this anymore? You know, to commit myself to something else when I have something that I really like. Thank you, past Gabe, for getting me in trouble with myself. So now let me explain. Well, I think the truth is I had never been anti-drum endorsement. I had nothing against them. But yes, for a number of years, I had been very happy with my drum kit. And I talked about wanting to have the freedom to explore different drums. But the reality is, in the 11 years that I had a drum set, I only got one new snare drum, so there really wasn't that much freedom there for me. With an endorsement, I actually have more resources to explore more and get more drums, which kind of sounds like more freedom in a way. On top of that, I've always wanted to be incredibly honest about what I think the best drums for me are. And the reality is, for the most part, I never had an idea. But as I started to play more Pearl kits, I quickly started to really fall in love with their sound and started to get a better idea of what I thought was best for me. On top of that, in more of a logistical nature, when I do overseas touring, it's kind of a pain without an endorsement. It's a huge headache and it's expensive to ship my current kit. Plus, it costs a lot of money to rent out kits over there. But when you endorse a big company who can give you proper tour support, they handle all the logistics. I don't have to pay to rent a kit every time I go there. They provide it and it makes it nice and simple. So the next question is, well, why is Pearl the right company for you? And it all started with one of the first snare drums that I ever got that I took great care of. Well, it is a Pearl, so I probably shouldn't have shown that. That's pretty sad. Well, I think a huge reason that comes to mind for me is that when it comes to customization, Pearl is one of the best. Like I said earlier, there is the Music City Custom program where you can make certain customizations like finishes, like rims, like sizes and dimensions, which is great. Or you can make a Pearl Masterworks kit where you can literally customize absolutely anything and everything to your own liking. This is insanely valuable to me, and you have so much more control than some of the other custom drum companies where you might only be able to pick from like maple or birch, where Pearl has a bunch of different woods for you to pick from, as well as wood blends for you to pick from, and I just think it's all just so well done. And finally, I just think Pearl is very versatile. They have some incredibly modern sounding kits. You can get some more vintagey style kits. They have low-end kits that sound great. They have high-end kits that sound amazing. So when you put all of that together, that's what made Pearl the right choice for me. But now I guess you probably want to hear what this thing sounds like. So I guess I'll play some drums on it. Well, let's do it. All right, friends, so this is the new drum kit. I think it sounds wonderful, but let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I'm sure you will be seeing a lot more of this kit in future videos. One thing to note is that these were all still with the stock heads on them. I mean, you can see here that they're all still just the stock heads. I barely did any tuning. I just tuned the floor toms just a little bit lower. So I'm really excited to see what this thing sounds like once I start experimenting with heads, putting on coated heads, putting on 2-ply heads. I'm sure there will be a lot of fun to be had with this kit. But that is all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. Stay true, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. All right, for those of you who stuck around to the end of the video, I'm gonna show you what the Easter eggs are from the video before this, where I was teasing that I signed with Pearl. So towards the end of the video, I had 2 arrows, one that was pointing to this snare that had already been on my drum kit, even in like 2 videos ago, and then another arrow that was pointing to a drum throne that was the Pearl Roadster. So for those of you who caught it, great job.